It's Wednesday, December 13th, and we are getting so far ahead of ourselves. I kind of can't believe it right now. It's crazy. Carter Elliott's here. I'm GregWaddell. We're recording this like a full 20 hours before it's coming out. We're recording this on Tuesday morning, saving it for Wednesday. Banking episodes right now. It's exciting stuff. A lot of fun moments I think we can get to today. I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to play a game of worst take for the first time ever. This might be a reoccurring segment in Sleeper's history, I feel like. Looking forward to that. We're going to talk about maybe there's a name circling that Michigan basketball fans should be familiar with that is a little ridiculous, but could happen. That could be the next head coach. And then Memphis got a big transfer. We're going to talk about Naquan Tomlin's addition and what that means. So, Cart, how are you doing? First of all, you well rested? We both got some sleep last night.
Yeah, I am. I've actually recently, as of like a week and a half ago, I fired up my melatonin intake again. Wanted to give it a go. I've been really enjoying it. It's been helping my sleep massively. I'm a person who struggles sleeping, more of a night owl type person. I have a hard time actually laying down and going to bed. And the melatonin has been working wonders as of late. I tried it like a long time ago, but I stopped taking it because it was giving me some weird ass dreams, and I hated that. But it's been doing its job lately. So shout out to melatonin. Just quick little 10 NGs and just knocks me right out.
I have two follow-up questions, if you don't mind. First of all, is melatonin a top 5 substance that you put in your body?
Top 5 substance?
Yeah, like what are your top 5 substances that you put in your body?
Like does just like food and water and stuff count?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, top 5, no order. Probably eggs, water, chicken, melatonin, tequila.
Okay. Not what I would have expected. I don't think I would have guessed any of those 5 being in your top 5. You also could have lumped food together as one thing, but let off with eggs. That was impressive.
Thank you.
How do you like your eggs?
Scrambled.
Always scrambled? Like no questions asked, it's scrambled?
Sometimes I like if I'm making like a breakfast sandwich, I'll just do like like sunny side up or something like that.
Like a little fried egg?
Yeah, a little fried egg.
Okay. How do you feel about omelets?
No runny yolk.
Oh, I love runny yolk.
That goes against your normal palate, I feel like.
Yeah, it doesn't map with the no wet foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, strange. But yeah, I don't know. No omelets? How do you feel about omelets?
Big omelet guy. Love a good omelet bar. That was my favorite part of college cafeteria. We had an omelet bar. I was getting that whenever it was up.
Okay. All right. Follow up number 2.
Shout out to Lydia at Albion College Cafe. What a lady.
Follow up number 2. What's the craziest dream you've ever had?
The craziest dream I ever had?
Yeah, you said you were having some crazy dreams due to melatonin. What's the craziest dream you've ever had?
I've had some wild ones. And I say they're dreams, but honestly, they're really not. They're kind of like night terrors. Like I'll think somebody's in the room. I'll think like my bed's covered in spiders or something. Like I'll think something's on the wall, something's in the room. I'll start freaking out. I have like done stupid things, like gone downstairs and like gone outside because of a night terror freak out. And yeah, so I had to stop taking those because I was scaring my wife.
Wow, I had no idea. I've slept in the same room with you many times in our lives, and I've never noticed a night terror.
I mean, I don't think I've ever had one. Also, I'm not sure she's gonna listen to this episode, but there was one day where she made me mad and I faked a night terror.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's a devious little play. I respect that. That's cutthroat. Have you ever had a lucid dream?
A lucid dream? What is that?
I feel like you're gonna think I'm going inappropriate with this, but I'm not. A lucid dream.
Yeah, that's not a version of a wet dream, is it?
No, it probably could be, but a lucid dream is where like you feel like you are in control of the dream and you are aware that you're dreaming and you are in the state where like you're living your life, but it's a dream and you know it's a dream.
I've had that.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but so one time I was in a dream I don't know if this would qualify as lucid or not, but in college, I had a dream where I felt that I was in the world of the dream for a full week. Like I woke up and was like, I've been asleep for a week. I thought I had missed 7 days and I wasn't. And I basically like lived out the plot of a movie that doesn't exist in that time. And it was really wild. And I've been sitting on that for a while because I could either write the script to it or write a book with it. And I think I'd probably make a bunch of money.
Isn't that just Interstellar?
No, kinda. There is time travel involved in this, though. That was the whole story. But I basically I lived out a movie plot of a movie that doesn't exist that involves like romance, thrillers, family. You're trying to get back to it. Maybe it just was Interstellar now that I think about it. But in the end, crazy twist ending that like original my brain twist lived out. And I've researched there is no twist ending out there that's my twist of my dream that I lived for 7 days.
Okay, well, let's release this.
Yeah, we got to work on it. I feel like there's some whiteboarding that needs to be done, like little details that stayed a little vague in the dream world that don't add up. But I'll work on it. All right, fun intro to today's show. Why don't you give us your YouTube comment of the day?
I'm gonna go with this one. This comes from our John Calipari. Why do I keep mispronouncing Cal's name? Is it Calipari or Calipari?
I've never known. I know that's really
I go back and forth. Okay. If anyone can correct me on what the correct one is, I'd like to do it.
I think it's Calipari. I say John Calipari because that's what J. Cole said.
Okay, I say Pari a lot just because I like Campari spritzes out there for people who like those. This comes from Ace Man. So glad I stumbled upon you guys. I'm a big Kentucky fan, and you guys somehow know more ball about this specific team than half our fan base. And then you go and do it for every other team in college. You got another loyal fan in me now. Thanks, Ace Man. We appreciate that. We try. We try our best.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. And it's good to know that Kentucky fans seem to be enjoying us in some extent. That's exciting.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good spot to be.
I feel like we have a lot of admiration for Kentucky, like genuinely, that just kind of hasn't been talked about a lot because we normally don't talk about them.
Yeah, it is. This is also the sleeper cycle. Kentucky fans find us. We're talking good about Kentucky. Just wait until you drop a game at home against Muss by 23 and Bradshaw gets 0-0 and 7. We're going to have a conversation.
From what I've been able to tell, Kentucky fans just haven't watched our content when their team struggles, though. Like we've been putting out the previews and recaps this season. When they look good, there's a bunch of interaction. When they look bad, nobody watches it, which is honestly a very refreshing move. I kind of like that.
If it's good, watch it. If it's bad, don't.
Yeah, it's not on us. Then it's on their team. That's nothing we can do. All right. Yeah, thanks for the comment, Ace, man. That was good. Would love to see you join our Discord. We got a Kentucky fan. Sully is in the Discord, but he's holding it down solo right now. So if we could bulk up the BBN presence in the Discord, that'd be great. Discord is $9.99 a month, and I believe somebody either tweeted at us or texted you or something or left a comment on the YouTube that basically said, I got to be honest, I was ready to join the Discord, and then I realized that I actually have to do it on desktop. I'm way too lazy for that. Sorry, fellas. I do respect the honesty there. With that said, you could join from your phone. It's just going to be an extra $2, but don't let that stop you, okay? We're just trying to look out, but if the phone is the difference maker, you literally can join it. It's just an extra $2, so.
Yeah, and we're currently hiring in our tech department. Otherwise, we would make you go through them and they could give you, customer assistance. But job market's kind of tough right now, so we haven't been able to fully integrate our tech team, but hopefully that comes late 2027.
Yeah, you're telling me. The Sleepers quarterly meetings that we've had to been on, we've both had to wear a lot of hats in this market card, not to get too corporate-y for you. Do you have a corporate buzzword you want to drop here?
Do I have a corporate buzzword?
Yeah, like what's your when you're at your day job, what's the Carter go-to corporatism?
I love a good just checking in. Hope all is well. Look forward to your response. That's always a classic one. I also feel good sometimes changing up my signature. Like I change it to regards, and I don't know. I feel like I just took my business emails to the next level.
Are you a passive aggressive emailer? I kind of get those vibes.
No, I never do that. That makes me upset. I hate that.
I feel like the regards is a passive aggressive move in general, though.
No, I don't think so. Actually, no. I know my biggest corporate one is let's not work. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. That's definitely the one I bring out the most.
You used that on me this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
works. It works a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fun. Good to get inside the mind of Carter Elliott a little bit. Let's move to the Discord, where once again, second consecutive day, not a lot of comments from the Discord. Maybe people just want us to get in motion of the show. We had a lot of comments on Monday, so kind of balancing out here, but only a few tonight. We'll start with Guy, who says Carter saying Javon Quinterly is great. It hurts a little bit.
I mean, you got to call it like it is. He's been great this year.
Yeah, he's been good.
You say he's been good?
He's been good.
I think he's been great.
He's been good.
Good?
Yeah, he's been good.
Wait, Greg. I'm sorry. Can you wait 1 second, please?
Yeah,
I'll be right back. Just keep talking for like 2 minutes.
I'm nervous now. I feel like Carter's pulling a me move on me. What do we do with this? I'm just going to keep reading comments, honestly. I feel like Carter doesn't like the comments portion of the show. Frisbee31 says, Brad Underwood said in a press conference, maybe trying Dane and Coleman together. Do you think he will actually do this for significant minutes? And number two, do you see it working, and how or how not? I don't. I don't see him doing this because I think there's nothing that coaches in general love doing more than saying they're going to try lineup combinations that they don't actually intend on trying. I think that's a trope coaches around the country do. Tom Izzo does it all the time. My coach, John Beilein, used to do it. Any coach does it. It's a cop-out because if you actually wanted to play guys together, if you wanted to play a lineup together, you could just play them together and then you can talk about it after. But Brad hasn't done that. He hasn't been playing Dane and Coleman together at all. I don't expect that to start. And then he says, do you see it working and how or how not? I do think it would work because I actually like Coleman at the 4 and I like Dane in general at the 5, but I don't expect it to happen. That's my stance. Carter, where were you?
What are you talking about?
What'd you just go do? What was that?
I blacked out. Did I just leave?
Oh, was this a night terror? Is that what we're doing?
I'll have to watch this back. I don't even remember leaving.
Okay, so I think the bit is that you just had a night terror live on camera, but I'm not totally sure. Let's keep moving to the final comment of the day. This is from Malik Perry, who says, when I say bury, I mean don't make March. So Izzo will go scorch earth and get real good players from the portal.
Wait, read that from where, Greg?
He said Izzo will go scorch earth and get real good players from the portal.
Oh, Malik, my brother, you are the gift that keeps on giving. You truly are. I mean, God. The portal. That's funny. What's the next comment?
That was the final comment of the day. Thank you, Malik.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Carter. Cart, did you get to make it to Tom Izzo's radio show where he was playing the accordion this week?
No, but my team is 4-5, 0-2 in the Big Ten, and my star doesn't know all the words of Jingle Bells.
Do you know all the words to Jingle Bells?
Yeah, bro, you kidding me?
Hit me
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Ha ha ha.
Bells and bells ring.
Wait. What was that line? What was that line there?
Bells and cocktails ring.
Cocktails?
Making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, easy.
99%.
What?
It's poptails, not cocktails.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
But you're right. Like you got to be able to give that type of performance if you're Tyson.
Yeah. You're better than that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. That was fun. Thanks, Discord. Join the Discord. We're closer and closer to 100. We had another new joinee last night, I believe. Let's give them a quick shout out if you don't mind, Cart. Our new joinee is Meatballer. Do you think that's a reference to me implying someone would take someone's meat?
Yeah, I think that you're attracting the meat demographic to the Discord.
We could get a meat sponsor. That could be fun.
Honestly, a podcast that I listen to, they're sponsored by beef jerky, and I would love that. I love beef jerky.
I hate beef jerky. Not a big meat
What?
guy. Yeah, and I don't love meat.
What's your favorite meat?
Chicken.
Okay, well then if you like chicken, you're a meat guy.
I like birds.
Chicken, I mean,
I like turkey.
I guess I kind of feel the same way. I'm not a big pork guy.
I like bacon. I like turkey bacon. I will eat pork. It's
Okay,
okay. Technically.
you know, bacon's not a bird, right?
Yeah,
Okay, of
correct. I'm just going through all the meats. I will eat pork. Don't love steak.
course you don't.
I'd rather have a burger than a steak.
I actually feel the same way. Steak's pretty overrated in my eyes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
let's not uncover steak talk again. We left that like 4 months ago.
Ha! Okay. All right. To our topics today. Let's save the fun one for last. Let's start with the big news of the last 24 hours. Naquan Tomlin, former Kansas State. I was going to say star, but I don't think star's fair to put on Tomlin. He's not a star. He's a very good player.
Mm.
And maybe he'll get billed as a star because players don't normally transfer on December 12th. But Tomlin is a very good player who can help a very good basketball team get even better. He could honestly make Memphis go from good to great if he performs to his ceiling for the rest of the year. This was the best kept secret or worst kept secret in college basketball. Everybody knew this was going to be Memphis, and the commitment happened very quickly. How big is this for the Memphis Tigers?
I think it's massive because I think you kind of said it in some type of way, but this is a ceiling raising ad for this Memphis team. This isn't just like a team. This isn't just an ad to me that like makes them a little bit better, makes them more competitive in their conference, like that type of ad. This is like an ad that'll win you, I think, 1 to 2 more games in the tournament, to be honest. Like we had our prediction episode, and I think I had like Memphis to the Elite Eight or something like that. Feeling great about that. Maybe even might be time to start talking about Memphis having the ability to go further because of the talent that they have, the older players that they have. I just think that this Memphis team should be taken a lot more seriously, and adding a piece like Tomlin on December 12th, I just don't really think it gets much better than that, to be honest with you. I really like his talent, and he fits really well too with this Memphis team. It's something they need. So great work by Memphis, great work by Penny. Tough loss for Kansas State.
Yeah, he's very, very steady, like very good player. He was in double digits a ton at the end of last season. All of Kansas State's NCAA tournament games, he scored in double figures. He was playing 30 or more minutes in most of those games. And this is a win for Tomlin, too. Like, obviously, this is a win for Memphis, sorry. This is a win for Tomlin because Kansas State, honestly, is very bad this year. I know they've been winning some games. I don't believe this Kansas State team is very good at all. I think like they had the comeback win against Villanova where Tyler Perry hit a miracle shot to win the game. But Tyler Perry has struggled way more than I thought he would. And I thought Tyler Perry was going to be not that great, to be honest. I don't think he's very good. He's not shooting the ball well. Kaluma is who he is at this point. I think Kaluma's actually played near his ceiling, and it's still just not enough for a Kansas State team that needs him. So for Tomlin to like kind of avoid that mess. Like they're about to get into Big 12 play, and I think Kansas State's going to have a harsh reality of we're a lot worse than most of these teams. He gets to go to a team that can win their conference. Like Memphis has a lot in front of them right now, and winning your conference isn't everything. But this is Memphis or Florida Atlantic's conference to lose. And regardless of what happens in that battle, Memphis is a team that has a Final Four ceiling to me. I think that was true before Tomlin was added to the roster. I think it's definitely true with Tomlin added to the roster. I think they have answers inside. I think they have a bunch of good guards. I think they're old. Tomlin's also old. They've come from programs that they've been through the ringer, and now they're just like desperate to win. Some of them have won before, some haven't. Tomlin has kind of done both. Like Kansas State was a very good basketball team last year, but he brings experience to a group that already has a ton of experience. The one thing with Tomlin that I didn't realize off the eye test, man, I thought he was a way bigger 3-point guy than he is. He didn't shoot the ball great last year, but when I watch him play, I always think he's a huge threat from outside.
Streaky.
Yeah.
They're just streaky, and I think sometimes selection can be in question, shot selection.
Yeah, but even with it, like we say he's streaky, and then you go look through like the games in his career, he doesn't have a lot of games where he made multiple threes. Like it was shocking to me. Looking back to last year, he only had 4 games all season where he made 2 3-pointers or more.
That's
That's
crazy. That's
crazy.
crazy that every time I watch him, I think when he shoots a three, it's going in.
I know, which I think like speaks to, who he can be. But he does a lot more than just the pick and pop threat, which I feel like in our heads, without watching him every single game, we're like, oh, he's a threat from outside. But yeah, he's going to plug in really nicely. And you like Javon Quinterly, you said earlier this show, he's been playing great. So question to you, who's the best player on this Memphis team?
I think it's David Jones.
Quinterly 2?
Probably, yeah, Quinterly too.
Caleb Mills 3?
Yep.
When do you get to Tomlin?
Probably around 4.
Jaquan Walton's had good moments.
He has. That's what I'm saying. This Memphis team has guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they really do. Also, while we mentioned Jaquan Walton, I mentioned him in a good way. 4 straight games in single figure scoring from him. Like, I think that it's kind of timely that Tomlin's entering the conversation as we're seeing Jaquan Walton struggle a little bit.
True. But also, like, maybe addition of Tomlin takes pressure off of, like, I'm not sure what the order would be, but it's like that guy as a third or fourth option, or as a third option on a good winning team doesn't look great. You put him as like the fourth or fifth option, you're feeling great about it.
Yeah. Does Naquan's off-court stuff matter to you at all? Does Naquan's off-court stuff matter to you at all?
I mean, it has to matter when, you have a situation like that. I don't know enough about it to comment on it.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that then. Memphis, where does their season end?
Elite Eight.
I like that pick for some reason. I kind of can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm buying Penny right now. I like everything he's done this offseason into the season. And do they win the American?
Yes.
That's where I'll differ. I think Florida Atlantic wins the conference.
It's going to be a fun one to see who does win that.
I can't wait for those games. I cannot wait for those games. All right, to a second topic today. We might be getting a little ahead of ourselves with this, but why not? Why not? Let's just do it. At the time of recording this, we could run this tomorrow, and maybe this is like totally behind in the news cycle and doesn't even make sense to run anymore. But at the time of recording this, it's noon on Tuesday, December 12th. We're running this on Wednesday. Juwan Howard is still the head coach at University of Michigan. At this point, we expect that to be the case. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They have told reporters that there's an investigation. To me, an investigation would mean we just need to look at the film of our practice facility. Seems pretty straightforward. That should take about 5 minutes. And we're 48 hours into the news of this breaking and still an investigation, I guess. I don't know. To me, that signals that either the decision makers involved are unhappy with Juwan and have told him you need to take steps to prepare to leave this program, or that signals that Juwan Howard is adamant behind closed doors that he's not leaving the program, and Michigan's trying to figure out how to handle it from a PR perspective. One of those two things I believe are happening. We'll have to wait and see. But obviously, any given moment this week, we could get news that either Juwan is stepping away or Juwan is doubling down and saying he did nothing wrong. Either way, that would change this conversation. But at the time of recording, we don't know. It's all up in the air. It's still behind closed doors being investigated. With that said, John Beilein tweeted a couple hours ago, Cart. He tweeted.
Uh-oh.
He tweeted. You know what he tweeted?
Was he just pressing buttons again?
No, this time he had an intentional tweet, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal for John Beilein. He is going on the huge show. And we don't love to promote other people's shows unless there's a good reason for it. I don't know the huge show, guys, but today at 5:25 p.m., John Beilein is going on the huge show to talk opinions on Michigan State, Big Ten, and the Pistons. You listen on the radio. Apparently, someone told me John Beilein's been doing this weekly for months. John Beilein just hasn't tweeted that he's going on for his appearance in a month. So maybe some great marketing from Mr. Beilein. Maybe he knows people might want to know about his opinions on Michigan sports right now. With that said, it just got me thinking, man. Just got me thinking. If Juwan Howard were actually to leave, Phil Martelli is going to be named the interim head coach. That's going to happen. Would you hire John Beilein?
Are we talking about just for the rest of the season or just like moving forward, John Beilein's the guy?
I think I'm talking like make the hire, whatever that means. Like the next head coach you hire is John Beilein.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I have doubts that John Beilein could operate in this era. I think he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. Like I got all the faith in Beilein as coaching players. I think he could do a great job with the group of players that Michigan has now, to be honest with you. But I just have serious doubts that in the NIL and portal era, if he can operate, especially with the limitations that Michigan has as an administration, it's going to take a special coach that knows how to work NIL, administration, and portal to operate in the setting that is Michigan basketball right now.
Yeah.
But with that said, Gregory, my tinfoil hat on, what time is Beilein going on?
5-something. 5:25.
I need to know I need to know the exact time.
5:25 p.m. Eastern.
Do you know what the area code is for Ann Arbor?
No.
525.
Okay. All
right. I also just made that up. It is not. But I don't think that John Beilein would be I don't think he'd be the answer for the future of this team moving forward. No.
You have me in shambles right now. On that note, I am like your puppet on a string right now.
Pulling rank.
Yeah, you are pulling rank. A couple things for me on this. This is never going to happen. It's not going to happen. With that said, let me give you a bunch of reasons why it could happen. John Beilein still owns a house in Ann Arbor. He never got rid of his house in Ann Arbor. He likes Ann Arbor. He's never left Ann Arbor, even though he literally did leave Ann Arbor, the place that would have put a statue up, the place that would have named the court after him, the place that, he vacated a team that could have won a national championship a couple of years ago. That court, or that roster consisting of Isaiah Livers and John Teskey, they were ready to win, right? He abandons it. He just leaves it out in the cold, right? Because he couldn't pass up coaching Colin Sexton and Omir Ashik for a 3-month period, right? Insanity. He never left Ann Arbor. He kept the house that entire time. You're telling me you left that place in the way that you did overnight, like no heads up, just leaving overnight, but you still want to hold on to a piece of Ann Arbor, John? That's what you were doing? You knew there'd be backlash, and you still want that to be a place of residence for you and your family in Ann Arbor, John? Interesting. Kind of feels like he's always maybe had something in the back of his mind that something might happen in Ann Arbor to me. I'll add this. John Beilein was very close, a lot closer than people realize, to getting back into head coaching after the Cleveland thing fell apart. I don't know if that's still where he's at, but I have a good feeling from talking to enough people that this almost happened. Not at Michigan, but he was willing to relocate for a job as late as this past offseason. Like there was a chance that was going to happen. In fact, there was like a verbal agreement in place that was going to happen before something changed. So I think the interest in his heart is still there to coach. His home is still there. It'd be a lot easier for John Beilein to pick things up and start coaching quickly in Ann Arbor than it would be anywhere else. And he was ready. I don't think Michigan will ever go there, though. I think Michigan will correctly realize that there are better, younger candidates that will be here. You want to find your coach for the next decade. You don't want to find your coach for 3 years.
Yeah, I agree. Also, before I make this next statement, is Beilein still in his role with the Pistons?
I don't think so.
Okay. Otherwise, I would say that the last two things that Beilein has touched have gone to shit.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's why don't overextend yourself, people. That's the lesson.
Wasn't Beilein like changing jumpers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beilein got a little overconfident. That's what happened.
I just don't want to see my dog Beilein go out like Patino.
I think he already flip spin zone. He already has gone out like Patino. He needs to fix it. He needs to go back in so he can go out unlike Patino.
Can I make one last statement about NIL and portal stuff?
Yeah.
I'm low-key sick of people acting like it's so hard, to be honest. I really am. Just get the donors and get their money and write the check. Stop complaining about it.
Yeah. You know who's horrible at it? No, I'm not going where you think I'm going. You know who's horrible at it?
Who?
Juwan Howard.
Yeah.
He's horrendous at it. He won't do a golf outing to fundraise. He just won't do it. He's too lazy. He doesn't like it. So I actually will say, specific to Beilein, I think Beilein, people are going to give him a bad rap and say because he's old and did things his own weird traditional way and he wasn't a cool guy, that he would have been really bad at that. I think I disagree strongly. Michigan donors loved John Beilein. And I think the portal side of it is different. He might not have been great in the portal, but Beilein was a lot more creative of a recruiter than people give him credit for. Like,
I agree with that, but do you think they still have that same love for him after he left them?
no, now it might be totally different.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If he would have stayed here through, I think a lot of people are like, oh, Beilein's getting out before the game changes. He doesn't want to deal with it, which might have been true. But I think the truth is, like, I think he would have figured it out. Like, Beilein's not as stubborn as your coach is, where he's just, I'm not doing it. That's bad for the sport. Beilein would have been like, it's the sport. I need to go find gems that played 2 minutes at Cal Poly and now can be 35-minute guys in the NBA 12 months from me now. Like, he would have been great at that evaluation. So we'll see. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Would I want it to happen? Yeah. Yep, I would. Is
See,
it
if
going
I'm
to
a
happen?
Michigan, if I'm a Michigan fan, I would not want it to happen. That's my take.
I think the alternatives like Porter Moser.
We're already going to Porter. What about the other guys you named?
What other guys?
Like you brought up some other candidates the other day on the episode.
Dusty May wants a better job. Sean Miller, I think, would take it and be really good. I bet Michigan won't hire him. Yeah, outside of that, I don't know. I don't feel great about this. I don't like it.
Gotta get you in the board meetings. I need you and Ward hand in hand.
I don't ever want to go anywhere inside the walls of that university ever again. I don't want to do it. All right, let's end with the topic I am most excited for in Sleepers media history. We're going to play a game of Worst Take. This is inspired by our good friend Aaron Torres, who had one of the worst takes we have ever heard, that Purdue is only good because they get foul calls at an unbelievable rate that makes no sense. There's no reason Purdue should be winning the foul margin. Crazy, right? Worst take ever. We're going to play our own worst take. If we were doing what Aaron Torres is doing and we were out to just bait a fan base into obviously disagreeing with something that is obviously wrong for the sake of making headlines, what would our worst take be? What's your worst take, Cart?
I think I just made a mistake, but I'm gonna go through with it. I just want, after that monologue by you, I want to change it because I want to antagonize.
Oh, wait. Can I pause you?
Yes.
So I want you to come up with a second one then, because I think I did what you did. I came up with a take that felt like I wasn't antagonizing enough. So then I came up with a second one that feels a lot better to me. So we could both deliver our worst takes that are a little more lovey-dovey first, and then get to an antagonistic one if you can come up with one.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do that. All right, so this is my non-antagonistic one.
Okay.
So Michigan State 3-point percentage obviously has been a huge, huge issue, right? And I think that comes down to two things. One, if you go by a game basis and you look at each player, when they attempt a three by it not going in the basket, it does not count, which therefore negatively affects their percentage. So that in turn makes sure that this team doesn't shoot the ball well from three. But that's not the only thing that's not helping this team shoot well from three. Greg, what motivates you for, sleepers besides like the actual passion of the game? Isn't it like the fact that you are able to get maybe a little bit of money, right? Maybe a little bit of something on the side to reward you for your efforts, basically,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
We have a coach who is anti-reward, don't reward the players. Why do I want to make threes if all I'm getting is University Wiener promos? Why am I not getting big commercials? Why do you want me to hit a three for you if I'm only getting a burger at Hopcat? That ain't doing it for me. Bring out the big bucks. I'm watching a walk-on who owns the biggest mortgage company in the NBA team, and I can't get a couple more dollars here and there. Maybe I'll hit a three then. That's how I feel.
So they need incentive-based salaries to start making threes. That's why Michigan State's a bad shooting team, is because their paychecks aren't cashing.
Exactly. Why hitting threes for the good of the team and your percentage? No.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, maybe they went on one private jet trip to a playoff game and realized that they were sitting second row and not courtside and got a little grumpy and said, "You know what? Let's take a stand." Okay, Jaden. Okay, AJ, let's work together. Let's stick it to Tom a little bit. I like that. I like that take. I'm surprised you felt like that wasn't antagonistic enough and you come up with another one. That's interesting to me. All right, make sure you take your time here. I'll give my non-antagonistic one, and then I'll do my antagonistic one, and then we'll go back to you. My non-antagonistic one is this. So Fran McCaffrey, Iowa, right? What do you think of when you think of Iowa basketball?
Fran McCaffrey.
Yeah, what would you associate like the way they play basketball with, like as a program? What do they stand for? What do they do poorly?
All offense, no defense.
Yeah, right. That's the Fran era. That's the narrative, right? That's the media wants to come out and say Iowa can't play any defense. Ugh, they're all offense, right? Yeah. Have you really watched Iowa basketball games? That's what I would ask you. Have you really watched? To those that say that Iowa doesn't play defense, have you watched the games? Because what I see, Carter, I see a generational offense. I see one of the best offenses in college basketball history. I see an offensive genius in Fran McCaffrey. I see someone who has done more for the game on that end of the court, the offensive end of the court, than any coach in college basketball history. Of course the defense is going to look bad. You know why the defense looks bad? Because the defense has to guard the Iowa offense 7 days a week. Most defenses only guard Iowa once a calendar year, right? But no, not Iowa. Iowa has to show up. The only reason that Iowa offense is so good is because they work on it 7 days a week. The only reason that defense looks bad, it's not that they're bad. It's not that they're a bad defense. It's that they have to guard the Iowa offense so much.
That was very well done.
Thank you.
That was extremely well done.
Should we get to I feel like the ones we just did, I feel like were our weak spots. Should we get to the two big ones?
I feel like that was kind of antagonistic, but it's okay though. Okay. I'll get to this one.
Hold on. Let me reset because I'm going to clip this and I want to clip it all in one. This is a game of worst take. Okay. This is if we're just going out to Torres it and we're trying to just anger a fan base with the worst take we can come up with for baiting purposes. Here's our worst takes. What do you got, Cart?
Greg, are you familiar with the Breakfast Club interviews? Breakfast Club. One of the most famous ones by one of the greatest, most creative rappers of our time, honestly, when we really get down to the nitty-gritty, Soulja Boy. Made the hit singles Crank That, Marco Polo, Pretty Boy Swag. The list goes on and on. Kiss Me Through the Phone, all-time classic. And he said these fateful words one day that always resonated with me and will always stick with me. And it went something like this. he stole my whole bleeping flow in regards to people stealing from him and stealing his whole swag and his whole game. Who's one of the best teams in the country this year that we talked about very multiple times?
I don't know.
Right now, I
Arizona?
think the most complete and unbeatable team in college basketball is Arizona.
Arizona.
And everyone wants to talk about how, oh, it was basically Tommy Lloyd just stealing from it was basically just Tommy Lloyd was Gonzaga. That's why Gonzaga's struggling right now. Tommy Lloyd was a big part of Gonzaga's success. That's not the truth right now. Arizona is getting way too much credit for just being a copycat and stealing the flow of Gonzaga. That's all it really is. Everyone thinks it's so impressive. It's so great. They added Caleb Love. They added Kashad Johnson. It doesn't matter about the additions. They're playing the copycat league game, and they're doing it very well. But let's not act like this Arizona team is just all that in a bag of chips and so generational and the best team in the country. No, they're just a copycat team. That's all they did. Let's not, it ain't the NIL bag. It ain't Tommy Lloyd. It's the fact that they can copy extremely well.
So
that's all it is.
There's no originality. It's just
absolutely zero originality.
Mark Few should be getting the credit for this Arizona team.
100%.
Yeah, I think I agree. All right, here's
that's a fact too, by the way.
Card, I've spent 30 years of my life building up to this moment. I believe this. I've just been, I don't know, I've been a little too afraid to say it. I've been afraid to speak my truth to the camera. And I think it's time we do this, Cart. Cart, if let's say if a top 10 team in the country that has a bunch of NBA guys on it, like if that team doesn't go to the Final Four, is that a good season?
If they have a bunch of NBA guys?
Like if you're a top 10 team in the country all season long, and you have multiple players that are professionals in 3 months.
Yeah, I think
you don't make a Final Four. Is that a good season?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you should have aspirations of something bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cart, there's a coach in college basketball that has missed the Final Four 19 times in his career. He's missed the Final Four more than any coach in recent college basketball history ever has. In fact, Carter, this coach has more losses than Bill Self, Roy Williams, Tom Izzo, John Wooden. He has so many losses, Carter. Coach K is actually the worst coach in college basketball history. I mean, objectively, just stating a fact. I'm just stating a fact. He has more losses than Bill Self and Roy Williams and Tom Izzo and John Wood. Why? Point me to why. Why would a great coach have more losses than those coaches? 19 times. He did not make a Final Four. Why? Don't good teams win basketball games? Not lose basketball games? Coach K, worst coach. That's just a fact.
The game is about wins and losses, is it not?
That's what I've been told.
Coach K has a lot of them, doesn't he?
A fact, not an opinion.
Nasty behavior.
Crazy. This is fun. I like it.
Maybe we should make this a thing.
I really like the worst take game. It's great. Torres is a genius. All right. Let's wrap the show. Goodness. What's your one big thing?
My one big thing is that I want people to take the time during this holiday season to expand their Christmas music taste beyond Mariah Carey. Just give it a try. There's a lot of good Christmas albums out there.
You're right, but I can't let that go. I can't let that go. My one big thing is that All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey is a top 5 song ever written.
I could pick 5 people right now that would make a better version of that than her.
What do you got against that? That was an iconic performance. That was a perfect game performance.
It was, but damn.
So who could do better?
I mean, shit. I would hear, I think Bieber can do better than that. I think that, give me SZA can do better than that. There's a couple people that can.
Come on. Come on, you've had too much melatonin.
I haven't had that much.
If you want the SZA version of All I Want for Christmas Is You, I'm worried about you.
Okay, so we're gonna act like Snooze isn't the song of the year.
I love SZA. I don't want to slow down sleepy little candlelight.
All I want for Christmas is you. I mean, come on, man.
You're singing too much for my liking on this show. Just know that that's not a sleeper's opinion. That's a Carter Elliott opinion. I stand with Mariah Carey.
I stand with.
I also stand with Nick Cannon, though. That makes it hard.
That does make it very hard.
I'm a big Nick Cannon guy. All right, we'll be back Thursday. It's only Tuesday. We're already saying we'll be back on Thursday. You want to record Thursday's episode right after this?
Hey, why not? Should knock it out all one day.
All right, we'll see you next week.